Welcome to LoyalTV. This week we're in Tahlequah, Oklahoma to learn how a young Cherokee connected his tribe to the outside world using a new form of communication.
Ed Hicks was a young man who had the vision to bring the idea of a telephone to the Cherokee Nation. He went to the St. Louis Exposition and saw an amazing invention, and he was inspired, and he came back to his people and he brought the idea of bringing telephone communication to Cherokee Nation. Tahlequah was a center of economics and politics in the Cherokee Nation, a thriving city that had an institution of higher learning. Of course, the female seminary and the male seminary, we know that today is Northeastern State University. It, of course, was the capital of the great Cherokee Nation. I think the Cherokee people in particular, faced with pressures from the outside world, settlement, the railroads, there was great skepticism about whether that was going to hasten an increase to those pressures. And so there was great skepticism that Mr. Hicks met when he brought the idea back to Tahlequah. Part of Ed Hicks's strategy to get the government of the Cherokee Nation to agree is he pointed out to them that this would allow Cherokees to speak to each other in the Cherokee language. You know, that's something that is still true today, getting technology adapted in a way that we can use our Cherokee language. So in many ways, what Ed Hicks did is still with us today in terms of that idea that we're going to communicate the Cherokee language using technology. So we have Ed Hicks to thank for that. Once council leaders saw that the telephone lines could, quote, talk Cherokees, they were convinced. They were more at ease with this form of communication. So it was a brilliant move by Ed Hicks to make sure that Cherokee leaders knew that you could talk Cherokee using this new technology. Summer of 1886, work began stringing a line from Tahlequah to Fort Gibson, another important center of Cherokee life. He strung the line from Tahlequah to Fort Gibson, stringing it over trees, making his way through difficult terrain, including canebrake. You know, the terrain from Tahlequah to Fort Gibson is pretty daunting when you look at it. There are hills, there are trees, there's river cane, there of course is the Arkansas River. So just to string that line through that territory, particularly over the Arkansas River, was quite a feat. And the fact that it was successful, I think, is a testament to his perseverance and how powerful that technology was. I think the fact that Ed Hicks was a teenager and accomplished this feat, I think speaks to the optimism of Cherokee youth today and in his time. Clearly Ed Hicks did not see physical impediments as something that could stop him from his dream. So he continued, he persevered, and I think it's a real example of what young Cherokees can do when they put their minds to it.
Join us again next week for more of the best Oklahoma stories you've never heard, here on LoyalTV.